I'm Jeff Hankins, and with Jim Harris, ArkansasSports360.com. We're talking about the hiring of Bobby Petrino, and what do you think, Jim? Good hire?
I think it's a great hire. It's a home run. It's a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth.
It really is, and everyone I talk to, I mean, it seems like everybody's in agreement, and it's exactly what the Razorbacks needed after all the divisiveness over Houston Nutt.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about this hire is Bobby Petrino in the national media, the Atlanta media, is getting beat up. People who are beating up Arkansas and their fans over how they perceive Houston Nutt being treated are the same people who seem to be beating up on Bobby Petrino today, who don't understand all the ins and outs, first of what was going on with Arkansas in the past several months, and then with the hiring of Bobby Petrino and what he went through these past 13 weeks in Atlanta.
Well, and, come on, who can blame Petrino? Anybody else looking at this? Michael Vick, that was a disaster. Then you have your players Monday night that get out there and wear Michael Vick, markings all over themselves and T-shirts and so forth as if, he has been mistreated on this deal. I think that's crazy. Anyway, I can't blame Petrino at all for wanting to bail out of there. Biggest thing I saw watching that press conference is Arkansas getting used to a very different personality, where you go with Houston Nutt, who's just Mr. Personality and back slapping and all. Petrino is Mr. Business,
yeah,
is he not?
He's Mr. No Nonsense, straightforward, Mr. Matter of Fact. I mean, what you see is what you get, and it's not going to be all rah, and it may, to some people, end up not being as exciting on some of the highs, but the lows, there won't be as many lows. I believe he'll carry himself and carry the team with a nice balance to him, to the way he approaches them.
As much as Chancellor John White has been beat up in recent weeks, and I think we'd agree appropriately so in a lot of areas, he didn't talk much at the news conference. He handed it over to Jeff Long, the new athletic director. And Jim, I thought that was a classy, right thing to do, to give Jeff Long, as new athletic director, about to be new athletic director, his moment, saying, this is my guy.
It was the total turn of the athletic department over more to Jeff Long, because there had been this idea that John White wanted to be pseudo-controller of the athletic department. No, he just started it up, turned it over to Jeff Long, who was outstanding in getting the announcement going, bringing up Coach Petrino. Everything was handled quite well. I think that John White, in the long run, I know it hadn't been probably a good 2 weeks for PR for him, but here at the end, I think his numbers probably went up as well.
Man, everybody has to be really excited about the response by recruits. I mean, just some of the interviews I saw, some of the things I've read today, the recruits seem pretty excited about this.
Well, the in-state recruits should be really excited about it. That's the first time you get to hear a name of a guy who is truly an offensive genius, and that's probably been the one thing in the last few years. Most of the big-name Arkansas players in state, we're looking at Arkansas and kind of wondering, is this going to really enhance my offensive capabilities and also make me a possibility for the pros? Out of state, it's got to carry a lot of weight too. People in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, the states that will recruit have to be just as excited to know that you get a phone call from Bobby Petrino. It really means something, and that he represents Arkansas. As a fan, if I look at it from a fan point of view, I don't see how I couldn't be any more happier with how it turned out, considering some of the disappointment with names that were out there, the people who were supposed to be in line for the job, and then, they don't take the job, but then here, almost at the end, because this is when it needed to be over, the biggest name of them all comes out.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you watching ArkansasSports360.com.